How we spent our war years. Gary went to Vietnam to fly helicopters on rescue missions. I drove him up to Travis Air Force Base for embarkation across the water. I was scared shitless. He told me he'd keep his head down, and he had been through a lot of risky situations and done fine. Uh, I went to law school. I did a brief stint in the Marine Corps platoon leader school. That didn't work out. So I went back into the draft pool and back to law school. And in May of 1969, my last year, graduation impending and my draft deferment about to expire. And one day at lunchtime, I went out to check out that day's demonstration, which entailed a walk from about University Avenue down to People's Park to carry a flower to commemorate a fallen comrade in the war protests who had been shot by the police. And we got down to, or my little group got down to Center Street, walking down Shattuck, got to Center Street, and the Shattuck was closed off by a line of National Guardsmen. And the next thing I know, a bunch of Alameda County Sheriff's deputies, dubbed the Evil Blue Meanies, came up behind us and told us to move forward, and they ushered us through the line of National Guard, which parted so we could get through, and they took us to a parking lot where the sheriff's lieutenant announced to, that by then there were like 500 people in the parking lot, announced to the assembly that we were all under arrest for blocking traffic, failure to disperse, and unlawful assembly. And they bust us out to the Alameda County Rehabilitation Center at Santa Rita, which was the big county jail. And here's what happened. I went down to plant a petunia on Shattuck Avenue. Up come an evil blue. He said, get a move on you. He said, we go to Santa Rita. We teach you a thing or two. They beat your head to get the rhythm. Teach you to Santa Rita blues. You lie face down on the pavement. You keep your hands at your sides, unless you want your head busted. So don't blink an eye. No, come on out to Santa Rita. You'll learn a thing or two. They beat your head to get the rhythm. Teach you to Santa Rita blues. If you ever get to Berkeley, you had better walk right. You had better not demonstrate. Don't just keep to the right. Governor Reagan gonna bust you. He is sure to carry you down. And you can bet your bottom dollar you penitentiary bound. Let the midnight special shine your light on me. Let the midnight special shine your ever loving light on me. Well, yonder come Miss Rosie. How in the world do I know? Well, I know her by her apron and by the dress she wore, a umbrella on her shoulder, a piece of paper in her hand. You can betcha, and she going to the governor, say I want my man. If you ever get to Berkeley, you had better walk right, and you had better not demonstrate. You better just keep to the right. Governor Reagan gonna bust you, and he's sure to carry you down. And you can bet your bottom dollar you penitentiary bound. Well, after we had been languishing in jail since the early afternoon, what happened? Well, Kathy showed up about 3 a.m. with the bail money, $800. It turns out that one of my law school classmates had a good evening at the card table, and he had the cash. And I was the first one out of the 500, first one out on bail. And I think most of the rest of them couldn't afford it or hadn't been able to get in touch with somebody to pay it. Another law school classmate of mine had been with me on the march, but he saw the sheriff's deputies coming, and as he put it, he cheeked it out of there. But he went and got the money and called Kathy. Anyway, then in a week or so, some Bay Area lawyers hosted a session at the law school to organize defense. I think mainly to solicit clients. One of them, a plaintiff's lawyer named Fred Firth, argued for his proposed defense, which was the Eighth Amendment, cruel and unusual punishment. But I didn't think much of that, since we'd already been punished, and I suggested to him that we had better defenses, like, we didn't block traffic. The National Guard blocked the traffic. We didn't disperse because we were surrounded by blue meanies telling us to go the other way. And I couldn't see how in any way we had done an unlawful assembly. So he hired me to work on the case, and I did that, and had extensive communications with the district attorney, along with a whole bunch of other lawyers for the 500 defendants in the case. And in fairly short order, we got the case dismissed and the record expunged. So then after law school, after graduation, I became a teacher in the South Bronx, and the New York Board of Draft Appeals granted deferments to male teachers. So that carried me to age 26, and uh, that was my time in the war. Oh, stop.